What's going on, guys? It's Anthony, GM85 for Tex Chocolate Shop. This was inspired by one of our members, Greasy Monkey. He did a little electrical tools. So I'm going to show you guys what I use for electrical tools. It's a hybrid of stuff from automotive to more of industrial stuff now. So it's going to be a little different. So first things first, I'm going to put a couple pictures right here of things I don't have to buy since we buy so much consumables, be it fuses, butt connectors, all that fun stuff. We have a great relationship with Cable Midwest with this great slot box system, so I don't have to buy none of that stuff, which is fantastic. And then some industrial stuff we do use is going to be this. I believe it's made by Greenlee. It is a hydraulic hole punch, punches holes in cabinetry so you can run your big lines and your conduit connectors and all that fun stuff. Something else, not mine, but I do use when we're putting in heavy load equipment. I'm going to turn this around and we're going to go through what I use as far as like hand tools and connectors and stuff, guys. So let's just get into this real quick, guys. First and foremost, a lot of cutters mostly. I like these right here from Klein because they go all the way up to 26, and that's important for cutting Cat 5 and Cat 6 cable and all that stuff. So this is pretty much the perfect set of cutters for us when we are running cable for stripping such small wire. 3 pairs of dikes. Favorite pair right here is this Klein, followed by this channel lock. I don't use the Nipex ones as much, even though these have a little bit more leverage. This one has a far better cutting. It's just a really old pair. I think the metal is just better than this newer Nipex personally, guys. This is me. Little pair of flush cuts from Klein. Lost the spring in these. The only thing I don't like about these is they do not go all the way right there, all the way down with the cutters, like some pairs do. 6-in-1 JD Ticos are pretty useful for me because I've utilized this part of this. The cutter I actually sheared off pretty good, so it kind of binds up. Strippers are nice to have. The needle nose and the pistol grip work good. I tried cutting some harder cable, and these kind of got little gummies, but I also got 2 pairs along with the little pry bar, good for disconnects. I keep a pair of channel lock Cobras, not channel lock, Nipex Cobras there for different fittings and stuff, because some of our stuff is electrical with going into a plumbing system. A little banana clip for a power probe. I have a whole power probe kit. I only don't use most of it. For crimpers, I just have these guys. Super nice old-fashioned Kleins. These pretty much do all the crimping on most of the cable when we're running in new install stuff. You know, when I'm talking about Cat 5, guys, you need to have something like this. So you would cut all your cable, you put it in there or in there, and you crimper down. You could strip your stuff right here. Where's it at? Right here it says cut or strip, and it's perfect for the Cat cables because it goes just through it, and then you can get to the shielding and get to the individual wires and do what you need to. I've had more than a number of pairs of crimpers like this, and they work good. This one also has multiple shear options for your bolts. These ones never did me wrong. I like these still. And then for the bigger crimpers, I got this nice big Klein. Surprisingly, this is only $30. It looks like it should be more money, but this thing is just fine. Cable cutters. These ones are from Japan. These are Sonotos, and that happened after maybe 6 months, so kind of mine's up. Metal's not as good as I was hoping on these because these were getting some good use, but they still cut, whereas these Kleins are still fine. They're not as binded up or marred up, but they are always this has always been gummy where I end up throwing 3-in-1 or some sort of lubricant into the gummies. There's another one from Sonoto. These are good for some of that harder copper cable. Once again, kind of learn to use them, and they kind of have soft jaws. For all the other stuff, which would be soldering, I like the power probe setup. I got both the torch and this guy. This one actually gets used more than this, except I really do like having the little mini heat shield guy for doing shrink tubing. Many different disconnects. This was a gift from a friend. Very useful. This is actually for automotive, but I've been able to utilize it on some industrial stuff, guys. Coeit's clamp meter, very useful. I also use it at home to find out the temperature of my grills and stuff when I'm doing offset cooking or even food. I prefer the old style meters like that because it's just very direct, very simple. I'm getting used to auto ranging using flukes now, and the new addition I got within the week was this guy from Coeit's, the Coeit's smart meter. This is only 45 bucks, and I've used it and it's good. It also has a non-voltage contact, so you can take this and see if you're getting voltage if you're running hot still. I have to have a tape measure for measuring and running leads like I did the other day before I left on Friday. I measured out basically 1,000 feet of cable I'm going to have to get in a scissor lift and run. The ubiquitous power probe. This thing can destroy equipment or, you know, save your butt. But I've been able to utilize this for a number of things, more so for equipment maintenance, like the Zamboni I'm working on, which I will put a photo in there if I have it still. I do not know actually all the contents of that 23-piece Coeit's lead kit yet. I have not opened it yet. I glanced through it, but it's nice. New addition I bought literally yesterday on lunch. I hate orange personally. I'm an A's fan, but I went with the Klein for 45 bucks. That has your P2, your P1, your number 2 Robertson, all that stuff. And then I got some of these little junky disconnect guys. These surprisingly work for a number of things. They're just too flimsy. This is worth the 16 bucks I got it for. You can never have enough of these little jumper guys. I work on a lot of Ford specifically, a lot of OBD1 stuff, so I keep this guy around. This was perfect for the guy at work that bought a 93 Mustang. He needed codes, gave him this in the book, told him read it up. Another code reader that gets passed around the shop for me is this modern Autel. This has diagnosed pretty much everyone's vehicle in the shop when their light came on. I use this is a number 1 I have. This is a flip around Klein. I started with this, and then I started doing enough stuff where I needed to have that because the spring's starting to wear on this after only a year. I keep a 3/8 and a 5/16 Allen key in the drawer because of doing lugs and all that stuff. And I keep these guys, needle nose, fine point from Nipex. You can pull a little bit and you get the little 10 gauge stripper. These are technically spark plug boot pullers, but I actually use them for these really hard connectors that need to be pressed in. Of course, I keep my T-pins. I keep this for when we run solenoids that need to go into a plumbing fitting. So we have to plumb it in first and then do the electrical end. Multiple different shades of E-tape because I'm learning how to do things to code, actually. Just a couple of sets of cheapo leads, some cheapy extensions, specific purpose tool, ESD strap, ESD screwdrivers, very specific for doing circuit boards and all that fun stuff, guys. And that will save your butt when you're doing so you put it on your wrist, or you have the straps on your boot as well. You connect it to a table, grounded surface, and it's meant to protect your natural static electricity from damaging said board, guys. That's the point of that. But this is what I use mostly right now. It's always changing, always expanding. Some stuff I'm happy with, some stuff I'm not. Always happy with client stuff. Disappointed with the Sonoto pliers myself, or maybe I just pushed them a little too hard. Most likely, second option, pushed them a little too hard. This is Anthony, GM85 for Tech Shock and Shop, showing you what I use as a R&D guy, or more so, I'm transitioning into a industrial technician at this point because of the expansion at work. This is all I got for you guys. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Got questions? Leave it in the comments, man. Thanks.